In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use TrueBend in SketchUp 2026 step by step so you can bend groups or components while preserving their original length. This is a fantastic tool made by TomTom, and it's especially useful when you want to create curved walls, archways, ramps, or other bent shapes from flat geometry without having to rebuild everything from scratch. If you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss more SketchUp tips just like this. Alright, let's get into it. Before you start, there's one very important rule you need to understand, and that is the red axis rule. TrueBend is very strict about orientation, and if your object is not set up correctly, the bend may not work the way you expect. First, your geometry needs to be inside a group or a component. TrueBend works on grouped objects, not loose raw geometry, so make sure you triple check that first. Next, your object must be aligned along the red axis, also known as the x-axis in SketchUp. This is a key part of how TrueBend calculates the curve. If your object is already laid out flat in the direction of the red axis, you're ready to go. But if your object is standing vertically, you'll need to rotate it so it lies flat on the ground first, apply the bend, and then rotate it back into position afterward. That's because the bend happens relative to the group's local red axis, not just the way it looks on screen. So for example, if you want to bend a wall or a railing, it often helps to build or arrange that object flat along the red axis first. Then TrueBend can deform it properly while keeping the length intact. Once you understand that setup, the actual tool is very easy to use. Now let's move on to the actual workflow. First, select the group or component that you want to bend. Make sure it's the correct object because TrueBend will apply the deformation to the selected geometry. Once it's selected, activate the TrueBend tool. You can do this by clicking the TrueBend icon in your toolbar or by going up to the Tools menu and choosing TrueBend from there. As soon as the tool is active, you'll notice a red bar appear at the bottom of your object with a red handle in the center. This is the control you'll use to create the bend. If you want to bend visually, simply click and drag that handle. As you drag it, you'll see the object curve in real time, which makes it really easy to experiment until you get the exact shape you want. If you prefer precision, you don't have to rely only on dragging. While the tool is active, you can type in a value on your keyboard, such as 90 or 180, and then press enter. This lets you set an exact degree of curvature, which is incredibly useful when you need consistent results across multiple objects or when you're matching a specific design angle. If the bend looks too blocky or segmented, there's another useful trick you can use. Type a number followed by the letter S, such as 24S or 48S, and press enter. This increases the number of segments in the curve, which makes the bend look much smoother. In general, more segments means a more refined curve, while fewer segments can make the bend look more angular. So if you're working on something like a decorative arch or a smooth ramp, increasing the segments is usually the way to go. Once you're happy with the shape, press enter again to finalize the bend. That commits the change and locks in the new curved geometry. At that point, your object is now bent, but the original length is still preserved, which is one of the biggest advantages of using TrueBend over trying to bend geometry manually. And that's really the full process. Group your geometry, make sure it's aligned to the red axis, select it, launch TrueBend, drag the handle or type an exact bend value, adjust the smoothness with segment input if needed, and then press enter to confirm. Once you get used to this workflow, it becomes a very fast and reliable way to create clean curved forms in SketchUp. If you want more SketchUp tutorials like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you stay updated with the latest tips, plugins, and workflows. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.